Welcome to Fresh Start with Jason Cline.
Welcome to Fresh Start with Jason Cline, founder of the Law Office of Jason Cline in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Jason helps individuals and families across New Mexico find clarity and confidence through Chapter 7 and Chapter 13 bankruptcy solutions. I'm Evan Mack, and today we're talking about wage garnishment, how bankruptcy can stop it, and what people should know before more of their paycheck is taken. Jason, welcome back, brother.
Thank you, Evan. Good to see you again.
So Jason, what usually causes someone, their wages to get garnished in the first place?
There are multiple things, but in general, wage garnishment is going to happen after a creditor sues someone for an unpaid debt and obtains a judgment from the court. So court does have to order it first before it can happen. But once that judgment enters, the creditor is able to take part of someone's paycheck directly from their employer, usually 25%. Credit card debts, medical debts, personal loans, and old collection accounts are all things that can sue and get these judgments. Now, you can also get garnishments from taxes, from child support. So there are other things that can do it without the same type of procedure. But as far as a creditor getting it, they've got to sue you first and get a judgment.
So once that garnishment begins, how much of the paycheck can they take? You said 25%. Can it be more than that?
So 25% should be the total. Now, you can't stack creditor judgments, so only one creditor can be suing or can be garnishing at a time. However, it can stack a creditor, an IRS or a state tax, and a child support. So you could have up to 75% of wages being garnished if all three of those situations occurred at the same time.
Wow. So are there differences between Chapter 7 and Chapter 13 when someone is trying to stop that garnishment and stabilize their finances?
So both Chapter 7 and Chapter 13 are going to put into place the automatic stay. Now, the automatic stay is the most powerful thing in bankruptcy because it stops all collection actions the very moment a case is filed. And that does include wage garnishment. So either Chapter 7 or Chapter 13 is going to stop that garnishment immediately. Now, depending on the type of garnishment, the different chapters can treat them differently. Now, a regular creditor garnishing for a judgment, we're going to get rid of that in a Chapter 7 and in a Chapter 13. However, with taxes, then in Chapter 13, we may be able to get that repaid, where in a Chapter 7, they could actually pick it back up again once the case is over. Child support's kind of the same thing. You get it repaid. Well, in the bankruptcy, if you do a Chapter 13, where in a Chapter 7, it's probably going to pick back up again afterwards.
If someone has been living with the garnishment for a long time, what kinds of financial problems usually start piling up around it?
A lot of financial problems can occur because you're losing 25% of your wages. And so most of the time what's happening is your other bills aren't getting paid. You might fall behind on mortgages, cars, other credit cards, medical. And then that debt just starts to snowball because this one creditor is being paid while nobody else is getting their money. So a lot of times that snowball effect will just put you into a lot more debt than you were in before. Which then can push you into bankruptcy as well.
So, in speaking with that, though, Jason, how quickly does that protection go into effect once a case is filed?
It's immediate. The automatic stay goes into place the very second that we file a case. Now, there are things that have to be done. We have to contact the employer's HR department. We need to contact the garnishing attorney, the garnishing party's counsel. And there are things that need to get it stopped. However, they're not allowed to garnish anymore after filing. So if a garnishment is taken on a check that has not been processed yet, we can get that back again.
Can bankruptcy help recover money that was already taken from someone's paycheck even before filing?
Kind of. So basically, if more than $600 is taken in the 90 days prior to filing the bankruptcy case, then that is considered to be a preferential payment because that one creditor got preferred over the other creditors. Then that money can be clawed back. Now, the bankruptcy trustee gets the first dip at this in order to take it to pay other creditors with. However, at a low enough amount, so $1,000, even $2,000 taken before filing, generally a trustee is not going to be interested in getting that. The cost of administering it's more than what they can pay out. So in those cases, then we have the option of getting it back for the debtors themselves.
Are there certain types of garnishments like child support or tax debt that bankruptcy treats differently?
Yes. So tax debt and child support are, depending on the year on the tax debt, it's non-dischargeable in bankruptcy. So, well, in Chapter 7, it's not going to do much other than stop the garnishment temporarily. Chapter 13 can actually put it into a payment plan to get it paid back over time, so that when you come out of the bankruptcy, you're not going to still owe that tax debt. Same thing with child support arrears. If those are being garnished, we can put those into the payment plan as well to get that paid back before the discharge order enters, and then you're not being garnished for it afterwards. Chapter 7 in those cases is not going to do much of anything for you. It'll stop it for about 3 months, and then it'll probably pick back up again.
So, for someone watching their paycheck shrink every month and feeling like there's no way out, what should they understand about their options before their situation gets worse?
So it's really important to just talk with a bankruptcy attorney right away if a wage garnishment is there. Uh, for the most part, filing for bankruptcy is going to help with that so that all the other bills are going to be able to be paid. Now, in the rare circumstance that you can actually afford the 25% reduction in wages to pay back that creditor, maybe you don't need bankruptcy. However, there's not a whole lot of other ways to stop it if it is causing you problems.
It's good stuff. Jason, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Evan.
That's it for today's episode of Fresh Start with Jason Cline. To learn more about Jason and how he helps New Mexico residents navigate bankruptcy with clarity and confidence, visit attorneyjasoncline.com. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a review so more people can find the fresh start they deserve. And we'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button and leave us a review in the comments.